We're going to be talking about the worst leader in Naruto. One of the worst leaders in anime in general. Here's in Sarutobi. Your time is now. You ain't ready for this. Surely I should have realized this when he actually got decided to be the Hokage, just because of the fact that he wanted to sacrifice his life for his team and his sensei, who also happened to be the second Hokage. People should have realized by then that that's why he's not a good Hokage. He's just not a good leader. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. I'm about to tell you why I think he's the worst Hokage. Starting with the fact that he neglected the main character of the show. I mean, I'm not saying give him special treatment because he's the main character. No, I'm saying that after the main character's parents died for the village, the least you could do was tell the villagers, hey, listen, this guy has been sentenced to something that he doesn't deserve. There's a demon in his stomach that his father, the fourth Hokage, sealed inside of him. Could you guys do me a solid and lay off? Yeah, sure, no problem, but he didn't do that. What he did was, listen, this incident must remain a secret. It's Hokage's order. Okay, and what about Naruto? Forget about Naruto, bro. Forget about him. Just, don't be rough, okay? What's rough? Hey, listen, I have Hokage duties. Can you just leave me alone now? Alright, cool. That's exactly what he did. What happened in Naruto, in the beginning of Naruto, is every villager, there was only a certain few that actually saw him as anything less than a demon, or a monster. They saw him as a person. That was like, I don't know, 5 people. I could only count them with 2 hands. But the majority of the village, like 99% of the village, believed something else. You have people not serving him if he wants to eat. You have people who don't want to talk to him. People who have children his age telling their children, listen, you can't be hanging out with him. He's dangerous. He'll attack the village again. But he didn't do it. And having someone like Hiruzen watching over the whole village should have noticed at least one thing that went wrong with Naruto. Like at least one incident where the villagers just badmouth him. It's like, oh, it's him again. It's that monster. Stay away from him. He's the worst. Look at him. He's just trouble. A real leader would have just said, hey, listen, don't do it. And I know people are going to say, hey, Gotaro, but, he had Hokage duties. You can't do that, You can't just say that he's supposed to look out for one child. This guy is not just any child. This child has the demon that completely rampaged the village that you're the leader of. You should be looking at that child a bit more. There should be better surveillance. At least look at him with the eyes of a guardian instead of the eyes of, oh, he's just that kid. Oh, and he was my successor's son. So, it's just what it is. And the worst part about him? The worst part about him was the fact that he had that smiling face every time he saw Naruto. But he didn't do anything for him. Like, okay, sure. He gave him a 1-room apartment, right? For him to stay in. With an occasional allowance. Okay, cool. He was entitled to that to start with. Naruto deserved that. But here's where things go wrong. Naruto was said to go to the academy. He failed 3 times. 3 times. Even though it doesn't really make sense about his age. But then it also comes together because, you get people like Itachi Uchiha who got into the academy years earlier than his actual age, and he actually became an Anbu being the special Jonin, like special task Jonin, set for security, at the age of 7 and became captain age of 13. Sorry, he got into the Anbu age of 10 and he was captain of the Anbu age of 13. That's crazy. That is really crazy. And so it would make sense why he came there in a young age. But for someone like the Hokage to not even pay attention to him, at least help him out, train him, at least get someone to train him. I mean, you have people over here who were greatly impacted by his father. Get those people to come and train him. Tell them, listen, Naruto's not like that. Help him out. Help him out. Let him at least know who his dad is. Hiruzen didn't do that. And that's like one of the worst things. One of the worst things. Then actually, before I get to the next thing, one thing that also pissed me off about Hiruzen is the fact that Hiruzen actually walked in on Naruto fishing for his own food. You heard it. Fishing for his own food, not buying food. He was fishing for his own food at the age of 4, 5. He was a real child, like a young child. And Hiruzen just comes, talks to him, and is like, hey, help a brother out with some food. What? Bro, you run a whole village. You can literally go to a nice restaurant, get yourself something to eat. At least you're in your middle ages. You could at least go fish your own food, bro. Like, damn, this guy's already alone, but now you want to take his food too? Half of his food too? Come on, guy. Come on, guys. Like, really. Nothing gets more heartless than that. Now the second mistake he made, the second factor that by far should have been the first thing I mentioned, but because Naruto is the main character, I had to put it forward first. He had a subordinate. Hiruzen had a subordinate, a gifted child, a prodigy, a real prodigy, Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin. What Hiruzen decided to do when Orochimaru fell off of the track of good and decided to, pursue his own goals through unconventional methods, right? And by unconventional methods, I mean, learning about forbidden techniques, right? And the reason why some of the techniques were forbidden is the fact that he actually had to use human bodies to actually complete the techniques, right? And this guy was really powerful. At his prime, he was really powerful. Orochimaru was really powerful. So Hiruzen decided to pursue him. He decided to pursue Orochimaru with a squad. Not his squad, but of course with like a squad of like elite Jonin to go and attack Orochimaru. Orochimaru did the most against the elite Jonin. Hiruzen was the only person left. What does Hiruzen do? When Orochimaru is weak now, he's weakened now. What does Orochimaru do? He just walks past Hiruzen and Hiruzen does nothing. Absolutely nothing. He basically has a bit of a conversation and then Orochimaru just walks off. He lets him walk off. Mind you this, Hiruzen was also at his peak. Hiruzen was in his prime. At that point, he was in his prime. He could have taken out Orochimaru at a weakened state, but he didn't. And now I'm going to tell you why this makes him the worst leader. Decades later, Hiruzen's old now. He's old. He's like in his 60s, right? He's in his 60s, 50s, 60s. It doesn't matter. Orochimaru plots against the village, the Hidden Leaf village, the village that Hiruzen is leading. He plots against the village, and he doesn't only attack the village, but he also kills Hiruzen. kind of did it to yourself, Chief. I mean, you could have killed him. You could have killed him. But instead, you were too much of a good sensei to take responsibility for your actions. And when I say responsibility, I mean you were too much of a coward to actually go through with dealing with your biggest mistake before things got worse. And things did get worse. He invaded the village. Orochimaru actually made an alliance with another village that was supposed to be allies with the Hidden Leaf village. Same allies brought their main weapon, Gaara Jinchuriki. He also has a demon in his stomach too, just like Naruto. Let him into the village. Then it was supposed to be normal, but then once the charade was over, the disguise was over, boom, invasion. Hiruzen actually, his spineless behavior led to an invasion of the village he was supposed to protect. And what made matters worse, for him, not for me, because when I watched it, I was like, well, Hiruzen, you do deserve it. I mean, you were such a bad leader. Like, you were the worst leader. I mean, Naruto has its fair share of bad Hokages, bad leaders in anime in general. Like, there's a list. Just from the top of my head. But then, anyways, Hiruzen dies. Of course, he's out of his prime. But Orochimaru actually learned the forbidden technique and actually used it against Hiruzen, and it didn't kill him, but it led to his death. And yeah, he got what he deserved. He will always be the worst character in Naruto and the worst leader in Naruto. No offense to the Naruto fans. I know there's someone on your mind that you think is the worst character in Naruto, but I'm talking about the worst one. Fight me. But then that's basically it. Those are the two pressing points that make him the worst leader. I mean, it's not a Tobirama move, but it's worse. So, yeah. Okay, this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching until this point and until the end. That means a lot to me. It actually shows me, okay, if people are interested in like the content that I'm putting out, and not only the content, but anime in general. And to do with anime, actually, if you would like to get into anime, but then you don't know which one to start with, just use the comment section below and tell me what your favorite genre on TV is, and then I will just tell you the best anime to go for. And another thing is, this video was actually part 1. As you can see from the title will be named Worst Leaders in Anime Part 1. But in order to get to part 2, I will need 10 likes for this exact video so that I can, start preparing for the second part. Because if I don't actually see that people are enjoying this video, then I can't really go to the next topic. I'll have to move on and scrap and move on. So yes, that's basically it. Oh, my Twitter link, I keep mentioning it. My Twitter link is actually above and it's also in the description below. If you want to know more about which video is coming next, what's the topic gonna be like, go ahead, follow my Twitter. Just wait for the next post, and then once you see it, you'll know, okay, cool, this is when it's gonna come, this is what's gonna be about, that exact thing. And yeah, if you liked the video, like it. If you haven't subscribed already, I advise that you subscribe for the next video for notifications. And yeah, thank you for watching. This is Gotaru. Bye.